Welcome back to the Lazy Handle Show. I'm your host, Katrina. For today's episode, I'm going to be talking about provincials that is happening all over Canada. Today's shout out goes to Gordon Vance from Toronto, Ontario. I'm also going to be showing you my interview that I did with Jill Officer later in this episode. Talking about the World Juniors, it was awesome to see a lot of young teams get so much experience, but the ultimate winners were both from Manitoba, women's and the men's side. So on the men's side, you had Gauthier. I thought it was really cool that he won because he was third last year and made a move up to skip. But what I thought was even more cooler was that his mom commentated him in the finals, and they ended up winning. So I thought that was awesome. Also, it was good luck to them in Siberia for Manitoba, aka Team Canada. So, talking about provincials, the teams that have already won and that are going to be going to the Scotties or Brier. From Nova Scotia, we have Jamie Murphy, who is going to be going to the Brier. He won out of Nova Scotia. He usually does, so no surprise there, really. And then Mary Arsenault won against Colleen Jones in the final. So Mary Arsenault will be going to the Scotties. And she beat her former teammate Colleen Jones, so that's always pretty cool. I find it funny when teams play their old teammates. I don't know, it's just interesting. Out of New Brunswick, we have Crawford, so she'll be going to the Scotties out of New Brunswick. And then from PEI, we have Suzanne Burt, who will be going to the Scotties, and then Brian Cochran, who will also be going to the Brier. He's actually from Ontario, and he was actually played out of Ontario and went to the Brier for Ontario way back then, I think about 2003 actually. He was the out of province guy too. And then Saskatchewan, Robin Silvernagle beat Anderson in the finals, so I think it's great that she's going to get a chance to beat her record from last year. Last year she made the semifinals, so I think Robin Silvernagle can for sure make it to the finals and even maybe win it. And then out of Alberta, we have Laura Walker, who beat Kelsey Rock. Of course, it's a little bit upsetting for Kelsey Rock because she lost 2 years in a row, so that's unfortunate. So Laura Walker will be going to the Scotties, which I think is great because they just came off a slam that they just made, their first slam, and now going to the Scotties. That's a great year to start 2020 for them. And then out of Quebec, we have Naomi Vero and Alec Bernard. I don't really know them that much, but good luck to them. And then out of Northwest Territories, Carrie Galusha, no surprise there. Good luck to them. I think their goal is definitely to make it to the championship round. Yeah. And then out of Nunavut, we have Laura Eddy, who is one of the girls from Two Girls in a Game. So that's cool. Good luck. That's really cool, actually. Yeah. So now going on to the provincials that is coming up. That hasn't happened yet. So first I want to get into wildcard and CTRS points and how that's very important. So it's more important for the men because the women's a little bit more simple. So I'll start with the men, I guess. So number 1, we have Jacobs. Then number 2, Epping, Gushue, McEwen, Botcher, and then Cooey. He got a bye into the Brier because he won the Brier last year, so he's Team Canada. Then Gunnison, Dunstone, and Horgan. So if your name is not on this list, you have to win your province if you want to go to the Brier. And I can explain why. Well, there are 3 men's teams from Manitoba, so the chances are that the favorites will probably win, not for sure, but Jacobs, Epping, Gushue, Botcher, and then if Dunstone can beat Myers, which you never know, Myers beat him last year, that the 2 losers will probably be in the wild card spot if Dunstone can beat Myers and if the other teams also win, the favorites. So yeah. And then on the women's side, it's pretty simple. It's again Manitoba. The top 3 women's teams, Jones, Anderson, and Fleury, all out of Manitoba, are going to be at provincials and are the top 3 in the CTRS. So chances are the 2 losers out of those 3 will be in the wild card spot unless somehow there is an upset and none of those 3 teams win and it's some other team. Yeah, so that's how the wild card's gonna work. And then Newfoundland, so we have Gushu. It's actually going to be a long round robin for him. There's, I think, about 8 or 9 teams, which I think is awesome. Gushu is probably going to win. He's probably the favorite, but I think it's awesome that these Newfoundland curlers want to come and try it out, right? Because I think a few years ago there were only like 2 or 3 teams. And then out of Ontario, that's going to be a good one. I'm actually going to go see it. I live in Ottawa, and it's in Cornwall, so that's pretty close to me, so I'm going to go watch it. I'm going to watch the women's final and maybe the men's final. So I'm going to pick Homan to win it, and I'm going to pick Epping to win it, which is probably the favorites, but yeah. That's basically it. Manitoba, it's such a hard province, Manitoba. It's so tough. I think I'm going to actually choose Fleury. Fleury's going to do it, I think. I think Fleury's got it. She did beat Anderson last year. Anderson is a much stronger team than last year, I think, and so is Fleury. So I still think it's going to be Fleury. I just have that gut feeling. And then for the men, I think it's McEwen. He didn't have the greatest slams, but the last time he did pretty well, and he did well in a few smaller events, so they're really stepping up their game, so I think they can do it for sure. And then for Saskatchewan, I kind of already mentioned about it, Dunstone and Myers. I think that's the 2 teams probably that are either going to make it or not. Myers did beat Dunstone last year, so they can do it, no doubt. And then Alberta, I'm sure Botcher's looking forward to it. I mean, I'm sure he likes it when Cooey's not there because it gives him a better chance of winning. So that'll be cool. I'm pretty sure Botcher's going to win, but there are some other teams there too. And then for BC, starting on the women's side, we have Corinne Brown, Carla Thompson, Sarah Wark. There's a lot of teams there. I guess I can predict that. Didn't really think about this one, but Corinne Brown might make it. She is like junior champion and stuff, so she's good, right? And she's young, so I think she can do it. And then on the men's side, this is a good one. Tyler Tardy, who actually moved up to the men's one this year. I think he's so good. He is on the men's level. He can beat Jim Cotter. So Jim Cotter's curling with Stephen Laycock. I think it's going to be Jim Cotter, but Tyler Tardy can definitely come on their tail for sure. So yeah, those are my predictions. Now for my interview with Jill Officer. Welcome back to the Lazy Handle Show. I'm your host, Katrina. I'm here with Jill Officer at the Shorty Jenkins Classic in Cornwall, Ontario. So how are you doing today, Jill?
I'm doing very well, and I'm happy to finally meet you. I'm very familiar with your show.
Thank you. I'm happy to meet you too. So you're sparring for Team Fleury and playing with your niece, Kristen. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I was 17 when Kristen was born. I hate to put that out there, but she's kind of come up through the curling ranks, and because we've been competing against her, I've only been able to help her so much. So it's nice to now be able to play with her and help them out a little bit and have some fun while we're at it.
So you took a little break from curling. Do you ever think you might come back playing full-time?
I don't see that happening at this point, but I'm just kind of taking things, year by year, month by month type thing, trying to figure out, what my future looks like from a long-term standpoint. But I certainly don't miss the grind at this point, and I like just being able to come in and play for a weekend, and then I get to go home and not have to do all the other stuff that comes with being part of a full-time team.
Awesome. What's your favorite memory from all the championships or games you've played?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to point to the Olympics in Sochi. I mean, we had such a great experience there, and If I had to pick one moment from there, though, it would probably be when we won the semifinal against Eve Muirhead, and we had a draw to the forefoot for the win, and so it was really exciting. It was kind of a guaranteed medal or possibly no medal at all moment, so that was kind of a highlight, and just winning the gold medal was obviously a big deal.
Yes, for sure. So now I'm gonna do rapid fire, a series of questions with 2 options, and you have to pick one of the 2 options.
Ooh, oh boy.
Okay. Red rocks or yellow rocks?
Red.
8 ends or 10 ends?
10.
5 rock rule or 6 rock rule?
Ooh, well, yeah, we might head that way. 5 for now.
Draw for the win or hit for the win?
For me, hit.
Heads or tails?
Ooh, tails.
Hamburger or pizza?
That's a tough choice. Oh, I'd probably go pizza.
And cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my interview with Jill Officer. Jill Officer is actually going to be coaching Team Fleury, so I think that's really cool because her niece is on that team as well, so that's even more cool to coach your niece, right? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can comment down your predictions, who you think is going to win provincials. Thanks. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye.